Okay, welcome to SAT 3310. This is scripting for administration and automation. So what I want to talk about today is just this idea of why do we have this class? Why do we have this scripting class? Well, with any sort of system administration, it's really not a hard science. It's more like an art. And you're going to be doing so many different things as a system administrator that your automation is absolutely key. You've already got way too much to do. If you're going to do something more than once, you should automate it. And I really like this new idea of the 0-1 infinity rule. This is where if you're going to do something 0 times, fine. You're just not going to do it. If you're going to do something 1 time, it's a complete one of, okay. But quite frankly, once you do something once, you're probably going to have to do it more than once. And how many times? Well, it could be up to infinity times. So if you're going to do something more than once, you gotta automate it. And really the easiest way to do that is with a script. So when looking at scripting, documentation is going to be absolutely key. Documentation is so critical when you're writing your script. Really, you want to not the saying that I heard and really like is don't comment in your code, but actually write one line of code to go with all of your comments. So code your comments and make sure that it's something that you can go back, even if you're not coding it for other people, or I'm sorry, commenting for other people, comment for yourself. So when you go back and look at your script a year from now, you can make sense of what's going on. So scripting is one of the most valuable tools that you can have in your system administration toolbox. In this class, we're going to be looking at 4 different scripting languages. We're going to be doing Perl, Python, Bash, and PowerShell. And I'll introduce those each in separate videos. So what's the difference between scripting and programming? Well, scripts usually do things with other applications, not the applications themselves. Scripting, you're looking at, it's a script is interpreted by application. You're not compiling a new application. Scripts are human readable text files, and programs are not human readable, and they're binary. There are some things that are sort of like a script programming hybrid, things like Java, Python, PHP, TLC. Those can all be sort of pre-compiled scripts into what's called bytecode. So when we're looking at different types of code, what we're looking at, we know source code, right? It's portable source code. So if you wrote something, say in C, it's human readable, and then you interpret that with software. Bytecode is this idea of the hybrid. It's mostly portable. It's semi-compiled, and it's optimized, and then it's actually interpreted by a virtual machine. So think Java. Java, when you write Java, it's compiled into bytecode, and you run it on a Java virtual machine, really is what's happening. Machine code is after it's completely compiled. Of course, that's not portable. Once it's compiled for a system, you can't move it around. It's compiled for just one particular architecture, and you interpret it with the hardware itself. So it's also very efficient in that sense. When we're looking at creating our scripting, what sort of ways, methods are we going to look at? You want some sort of text editor. VI, of course, is the original text editor. Vim is the updated version of the text editor. these are important to know because VI or Vim are available on any machine, and they always operate exactly the same. So of course those are going to be important to have. A lot of modern systems are going to have, of course, a GUI sort of editor, and there's a couple of very popular ones. There's Notepad QQ for Linux. So Notepad QQ is a GUI. You can see it's context aware, so it knows what scripting language you're writing in. It's basically like Notepad++, uh, which is available in Windows for Linux. So if you want something simple and easy for scripting, I would recommend getting Notepad QQ and Notepad++. Matter of fact, I think those are in the first lab that you'll be downloading and installing. So again, here's this is Notepad++ for Windows. This is Notepad QQ for Linux. Speaking of lab, in the lab, I wanted you to try to download a fully fledged IDE, which is your integrated development environment. And in the lab, we talk about Eclipse. Here, let me skip ahead. There's Eclipse. Eclipse is a very full-featured integrated development environment, or IDE. It's really actually kind of overkill for what we need. So in the labs, I've made that optional. However, I would very much recommend something like Atom. People have had very, very good luck with Atom. It's available for Linux, Mac, Windows. It's very portable, very easy to use. People really seem to enjoy it. So I would recommend using something like Atom. Another one that I don't have a slide for is actually called Visual Studio Code. And that, again, is available for Mac, Windows, and Linux. Easy to use. People really seem to have a good luck with it. Again, this is Eclipse IDE. PowerShell, when we go on to Windows, PowerShell actually has its own IDE, which is really nice. It's actually called, of course, Microsoft, because they can't use anything standard, it seems, calls it an ISE for an integrated scripting environment. But it's basically the same thing. So you're welcome to also use the PowerShell ISE in Windows. Oh, I guess I did have a slide for Visual Studio Code. As much as I didn't want to like it because it's a Microsoft product, I really did. It's very simple and easy to use, and people have had very good luck with it. So that's just a really quick rundown of scripting and some different editors in integrated development environments.